Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're stepping into the really fascinating world of martial arts kicks.
Yeah, going to be looking at a lot of different ways to, well, kick.
Exactly. And our guide for this is the Essential Book of Martial Arts Kicks by Mark DeBremaker and Roy Phage. Now, right off the bat, this isn't like a how-to for total beginners.
No, definitely not. Think of it more as an exploration for people who already have some martial arts background, or maybe just a real deep interest in the mechanics and strategy behind it all.
Right, because the variety is just huge. The book covers, what is it, 89 different kicks.
89, yeah, from all sorts of styles: karate, taekwondo, Muay Thai, even touches on Jeet Kune Do. It really gives you a sense of the sheer breadth of kicking techniques out there.
It really does. And, as we go through this, you might be thinking about that classic question, are kicks better than punches?
The age-old debate.
Or maybe you're more interested in the cultural side, like how kicking became so prominent in Eastern martial arts. The foreword actually talks about Bruce Lee and that whole kung fu phenomenon.
It does, yeah. Mark DeBremaker, who wrote the foreword, points out how visually impactful kicks were, how they really grabbed the West's attention.
And his own story kind of reflects that, right? He started in judo, then saw Bruce Lee and switched to Shotokan karate.
Exactly. It mirrors that initial wave of interest. His time at the Shaolin School sounds pretty intense, too, mixing Shotokan and judo, lots of conditioning, almost like an early MMA approach, as he puts it.
Yeah, and his success in those WUKO point tournaments, often using kicks, it shows his belief in them. He even suggests kicking can be more efficient than punching.
And this is a big but, he stresses it takes way more dedication to get good at kicking.
That's a crucial point. It's not really about one being better, is it? It's about understanding the advantages and the commitment needed.
Precisely. And Bermicare himself says, you need both. A well-rounded fighter uses punches and kicks together, to create openings.
Okay, so let's look at the book itself. What's its main goal? It's really set up as a reference guide, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It assumes you already know the basic stances, footwork, that foundational stuff.
Which is why the descriptions are pretty short.
Very concise. The illustrations are doing a lot of the work here. They're meant to convey the technique visually.
Like a visual shorthand for people who already have that base knowledge.
Exactly. You see the picture, you connect it with what you know.
Now, they do tackle the naming thing, which can get complicated in martial arts.
Oh, yeah. So many styles, so many names for similar movements.
So they mostly use descriptive English names, sometimes with the original foreign term for the basic ones, and they kind of apologize to the purists.
Yeah. Acknowledging that things vary between styles, even between schools, which is fair.
They're trying to find a common language, it seems.
I think so. And they make it clear the way they've categorized the kicks, front side, roundhouse, etc. It's just for presentation. It's not some strict technical hierarchy.
Right, because lots of kicks could probably fit into more than one category anyway.
Easily.
And just to set expectations, we're focusing on the kicks in this book. So no super advanced stuff like flying kicks, ground kicks, double kicks today.
Right, those are outside the scope. Also, no knee strikes or purely acrobatic kicks that maybe aren't as practical for most people.
So the focus is on that core set of techniques.
The foundations, yeah. Understanding these helps you understand the more complex stuff later.
Okay, so how does the book break down each kick? Typically, you get the description, mainly through the pictures.
The visuals first.
Then key points for execution, targets, typical applications often shown as combinations, maybe for tournaments.
Right, how you'd actually use it.
Specific training tips too, and usually some extra notes on self-defense or maybe MMA applications.
It's a pretty comprehensive look at each one within those concise descriptions.
All right, sounds like a good structure. Ready to dive into the actual kicks. Let's start with Chapter 1, front kicks. Even here, with something seemingly basic, there's a lot of variety.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just one kick. It's about intent, target, setup.
Exactly. First up is the penetrating front kick. This is that classic driving kick, right?
Yep. High knee lift, straight extension, hitting with the ball of the foot.
And the key is that forward hip push. That's where the penetrating part comes from. Then a quick retraction back to the knee chamber and lower the foot.
And they stress keeping that supporting foot flat. That allows the hips to really drive forward. Also, crucially, don't hyperextend the kicking knee.
Right. Gotta avoid injury. And pull the toes back so you hit squarely with the ball of the foot.
Solid impact point.
The book shows an application. Maybe a lunge with a high punch to distract.
Create an opening.
Control their blocking hand, maybe. Then drive that kick into the lower abdomen. Follow up with a punch as you land forward.
See? already combining hands and feet. The punch isn't just a distraction, it's part of controlling the situation.
Okay, next is the upward front kick. Quite different.
Yeah. Less about raw power, more about speed and targeting.
Still a high knee chamber, but the leg extends more, well, upward from below, almost flicking.
Right. Can use the ball or the top of the foot. The book mentions Kingari from karate.
And much less hip push here, it's more of a whippy leg action.
Exactly. Think chin, armpit, or groin with the top of the foot. Different targets, different mechanics.
Key point, don't lift your whole body up when you kick. Keep that center of gravity stable.
Preserve balance, avoid telegraphing. They suggest some neat drills, too, like kicking over a chair or a belt to really enforce that high knee lift.
Yeah, and practicing parts the Hain Yodan kata, using a padded target for those higher strikes.
Those drills really focus on the precision needed. It's not just blasting through.
Then there's the front leg front kick, specifically the sliding version.
Ah, yeah. Closing the distance quickly.
Back leg slides forward smoothly, without much upper body movement. Legs cross slightly.
Momentarily, yeah.
Then the front leg comes up with that high knee and kicks out, kind of like a rear leg kick in terms of the mechanics, advanced version. Rear foot actually replaces the front foot.
That front leg kick is faster, less telegraph than bringing the rear leg all the way through. The slide just adds that range element.
Okay, side front kick. This one's interesting. You lift the knee high, but you also turn your hips to the side.
Simultaneously.
Can practice it just from standing sideways. And it mentions in Wado-ri Karate, this kick kind of does the job of a regular side kick in Shotokan katas.
So, function over strict form naming, perhaps. Hip movement and the pivot on the supporting foot are crucial here.
Targets: solar plexus, ribs, groin. And the application shown is cool, evading a reverse punch by pivoting fully sideways as you kick.
Defense and offense in one move.
Right.
Very efficient.
Then front heel kick. Name says it all, striking with the heel.
Which changes the game a bit. Allows for higher targets.
Yeah, potential head kicks. The application shown is quite potent, an outside sweep to off-balance them.
Disrupt their base.
Immediately chamber the knee, then drive that front heel kick into their lower back. But they warn, very dangerous technique.
Oh, yeah. Targeting the spine or kidneys like that?
Yeah.
Extreme caution needed. The heel is a much harder, more focused impact point than the ball of the foot.
We also get the hopping front kick. Simple concept. Add a forward hop after chambering the knee.
Good for chasing down a retreating opponent, right? Closes that gap.
Exactly. Keeps the pressure on.
Maintains that forward momentum.
Then there's a mention of the tilted heel front kick, used specifically when you control their arm to open up the ribs.
Shows how even small adjustments tailor the kick to a specific opening. It's strategic.
Okay, outward tilted front kick. This one's subtle. During a normal high knee chamber, you tilt the leg slightly outward and turn the foot slightly inward.
So the ball of the foot connects moving from outside in.
Right. But they stress it should still feel like a front kick, not become a roundhouse. Useful against opponents in opposite stances, maybe standing a bit sideways.
Creates an unexpected angle.
Application: lunge with a jab reverse punch combo towards the outside of their head. Maybe linger the fist.
Distraction and visual block.
Then snap that low inward tilted front kick in. Training involves hitting a heavy bag on the side or a partner holding a pad sideways.
Got to hone that specific angle and speed.
And a self-defense idea. Against a front kick, matching stances, you retreat, control their kicking leg,
Use their momentum.
rebound with your own rear leg front kick, and as they stumble, exposing their side, you hit them with that outward tilted kick to the groin.
Nice sequence. Shows how to chain techniques and exploit the angles created.
Then the oblique front kick gets a brief mention with an overhead view, used after evading inside a penetrating front kick. Key is turning on the standing foot after the knee is up.
Again, changing the angle slightly for surprise. Avoids telegraphing.
Instep, angular front kick, mentioned in a combo. Evade a punch, hit the ribs with this kick, finish with a side kick to the knee.
Shows that flow, right? Different kicks, different levels, all linked.
Next, switch front kick. This is basically a regular front kick, usually the penetrating type, but you do it right after switching your legs in place. So you kick with your front leg, but get the power from the now rear leg.
Makes it a great stop kick. Powerful and surprising, especially if they're coming towards you.
Yeah, maybe not for chasing someone down. Application example: opponent lunges with a jab, setting up a spin kick. You switch legs, step back slightly, and kick them in the back mid-spin.
Using their own rotation against them. Clever. Footwork creating power and opportunity.
Then the lift kick, or scoop kick, especially in JKD, super simple, close range.
Yeah, not much power, relies on surprise and targeting.
Just lifting the leg into soft targets, groin, maybe sacrum, no big wind-up. Example, in a close punch exchange, just lift the closest leg straight to the groin while managing their hands, maybe follow with an elbow.
Very direct, very efficient in tight spaces.
Similar vein. The phantom groin kick, also close range. Lift the front foot to groin level, but keep the knee bent and turned outward.
Looks less like an attack, more deceptive.
Yeah. Again, focus on hand control. Lift that closest leg. Follow with an elbow. Training involves a partner with a pad. Self-defense. Break a choke. Immediate phantom groin kick. Twist into a hand strike. Finish with a straight leg roundhouse.
Exploiting that split-second opening when their focus is high on the choke or hands. Deception is key.
Okay, now getting more dynamic. The drop front kick, often used against someone rushing forward aggressively.
Changing levels dramatically.
Start high, step back, shift weight back, bend knees, plant rear hand, then front hand on the floor behind you.
Going down.
As you lift the knee for a penetrating front kick, extend with hip push, or drop straight into the chambered position. Use that front hand for defense on the way down. Maximize hip push at impact.
Targets are low knee, groin, but could hit higher if they bend down towards you. Ribs, solar plexus, even throat or chin.
Seems perfect against someone throwing high attacks. You just disappear underneath them.
Exactly. Evade and counter simultaneously by changing levels. Brilliant tactic.
Then the drop twin front kick. Drop straight onto your button hands, no intermediate step.
Even faster drop.
Hand launch a double kick to the lower abdomen using your forward momentum. Then be ready to follow up from the ground. Targets: groin, solar plexus, ribs, knees. Suggested against an overwhelming punch barrage.
Disrupts their onslaught, creates space, takes initiative back, even from a compromised position. But yeah, got to be ready to fight from the ground.
And finally, for front kicks, a quick mention of more advanced stuff. Double flying front kick combo against someone running away.
Covering distance with power.
And the roundhouse chambered front kick. A feint. Chamber like a roundhouse, but deliver a penetrating front kick instead.
Clever deception. Messing with their expectations based on the chamber. These build on those core principles, adding complexity.
Right. So that's front kicks covered. Ready to pivot to chapter 2. Side kicks.
Let's do it. Side kicks bring in that different plane of motion, often balancing power with evasion.
Yeah, we see that trade-off. First, a brief mention of the penetrating side kick within a combo. Lean back to evade, then explode forward into the kick.
Classic counterattack. Using their miss to create your opening. Stepping into that vacated space.
And the upward side kick. Similar idea to the upward front kick, but sideways.
Less hip drive, more upward flicking motion.
Connects low to high armpit, arm, bent body, chin. Fast and painful, good for disrupting a high guard by attacking the elbow joint. Karate name, Yoko Jerikij, Taekwondo, Yepcha Liji.
Key points. High knee lift. Movement can start even before full chamber. Keep that standing foot flat.
Application example. Reverse punch high while simultaneously upward side kicking their elbow from below.
Pop that guard open.
And immediately follow with a penetrating side kick to the ribs, maybe even a sweep afterwards.
Great for breaking down their defenses, using that upward angle strategically.
Front leg side kick gets a nod, particularly the hopping version. Key points for any front leg side kick. Standing foot flat on impact, head level, don't cross legs with the kicking leg behind.
Stability and structure are vital.
Training ideas. Hitting a heavy bag from further away, practicing low with a bent leg against someone swinging a stick, really forces that body bend for stability and reach.
That stick drill sounds intense. Builds confidence under pressure too. Front leg is about speed, maybe less power, good for quick counters or keeping distance. The hop adds surprise and closes range fast.
Then the body bent side kick. This is where you really lean away, bending deeply at the waist. Opposite hand might even touch the floor.
Very evasive posture. Creates distance while still allowing the kick.
Surprising because it looks so unconventional. Key is driving the hips in while simultaneously leaning back and bending the standing leg. Targets: throat, solar plexus, ribs, lower abdomen, or knee as a stop kick.
Self-defense application against a knife. Immediate side kick to the knee. Maybe repeat to different levels. Keep them off balance and injured.
Makes sense. Prioritizing safety with that deep bend while still countering.
Yeah, it changes the risk profile significantly.
Spin back side kick. Full 360 pivot head, shoulders, hips.
Using that rotational momentum.
As you finish the spin, chamber the knee for a side kick. Lock the hips. Extend and push hips like a regular side kick. Training often uses a partner with a pad.
Got to nail the timing and distance judgment during that spin. Generates a lot of power if done right. Plus the surprise factor.
Hand on the floor sidekick. Gets the capoeira name, chapa no chão.
Very characteristic of capoeira, that low grounded movement.
Described as a natural follow-on from the body bent sidekick. Can even have both hands down. For other styles, maybe from a low cross-leg position after a pivot, pop up and kick.
Uses the ground for leverage in a different way. Very disorienting for someone not used to seeing it.
Drop sidekick. Can step back into it or just sort of fall into place. Both hands down, rear knee touches.
Another level change technique.
Then develop the sidekick, pushing off with hips and hands. Good timing stop kick against a punch. Application shown. Against a high kicker, you drop under their high side kick.
Evade
Or
complete.
counter kick them in the groin.
Defensive move turned into an immediate counter to a vulnerable low target. Very smart, very disruptive.
And then a quick look at more advanced side kicks. Ground side kick, firm seated lying. Sacrifice drop side kick, falling while kicking. Knee drop side kick.
Lots of variations for different situations.
Flying side kicks, single double. Low flying side kick, Vietnamese style, often targets knee. And the high roundhouse feint to side kick.
That feint is clever. Shows the adaptability right. Ground fighting, aerial attacks, deception, all built on that sidekick foundation.
Okay, chapter 3, roundhouse kicks. This is where we really see that whipping action.
Yeah, the roundhouse is iconic for a reason. That hip rotation generates serious power.
First, the full roundhouse kick. Big pivot, big hip whip. Penetrate a few inches, then recoil like a whip. Savat calls it fobate.
Interestingly, it notes it's missing from most traditional Shotokan katas, except for drop roundhouses in Unzukata.
Targets are everywhere, but prefers head, groin, knee, then solar plexus, kidneys, ribs, thighs. Can harass the guard too.
Application shown. Against a side stance, committed back leg roundhouse to the lower back, belt level, minimal upper body movement, bend backward 45 degrees, keep standing leg bent, extend hips for range.
That really uses the whole body's rotation, attacking an unexpected angle on that side stance.
Maximizing power generation.
Next, the small roundhouse kick. Rear leg. Knee lifts to a front kick chamber first.
More compact setup.
Then, simultaneously extend the leg and pivot hips into the roundhouse position, leg ideally parallel to the floor. Ball or top of foot contact, quick recoil, karate, mawashi jiri chudan, taekwondo, balyo chagi.
Faster, less wind-up than the full version. Good for quicker shots to body or head.
Front leg roundhouse kick, book shows it with a hop. In the chamber, body's already sideways, hips turn, standing foot points back. Speed and recoil are key.
Application. Lean back to dodge a punch while chambering the front leg roundhouse, timing kick to head.
Opponent retreats.
Cross step with rear leg, feint low jab, then another front leg roundhouse to head, maybe even a third to the groin, rebounding off the floor. Wow, very dynamic combo. Front leg gives speed, hop adds momentum and surprise, good for disruption or setting things up.
Universal chamber roundhouse kick gets a brief mention. Preferred for the spin back roundhouse, suggests some chambers are more adaptable.
Exactly. A good versatile chamber forms the base for multiple kicks.
Hopping roundhouse kick. Front leg, lift, and hop kick, no initial step. Very fast against someone not retreating.
Targets anywhere. Application. Hopping roundhouse at belt level, lower the leg with forward circular momentum.
Spin right into it.
Into a side kick or hook kick to the face throat. Can follow with a circular ridge hand strike. Speed and surprise again. That follow-up spin makes it really dynamic.
Oblique roundhouse kick. Starts like regular, but the pivot on the standing foot goes further, maybe 225 degrees instead of 180.
Takes longer to arrive.
But potentially more powerful from that longer arc. Targets knee to head. Front leg version good against opposite guard. Application. Step to their outside as they lunge jab, evade with an oblique jab, hop with back leg, chamber front leg roundhouse, pivot that extra 45 degrees as you kick, follow with outside foot sweep.
That oblique angle is tricky. Catches them off guard, hits less expected areas. Combining with evasion and a sweep is smart.
Straight leg roundhouse kick, mentioned briefly after a downward heel kick feint.
Using one threat to open the door for another. Deception.
Downward roundhouse kick, reference from the Unsukata, likely a downward arc, maybe targeting top of head, shoulders.
Good against bent or lower opponents.
Bent body long roundhouse kick, rear leg chambers normally, but then you bend your body away significantly.
Creating distance, increasing reach.
Bend standing leg more, turn hips more to extend the hip joint further. Hand might go to floor. Chamber back with a leg between you and opponent for protection. Good against armed attackers, keeps vitals further away. Simple combo shown too.
That deep bend is defensive and offensive. Increases reach while protecting yourself. Very useful principle.
Spin back roundhouse kick. Surprise is the main weapon here. Pivot, but stop with your side facing forward.
So they expect a kick from the spinning side.
But then you chamber your other leg, formerly back leg, using that universal chamber, and throw a regular roundhouse from that side. Complex, needs practice for speed.
Very deceptive. Exploits their anticipation. Application. Feint a spin back kick, but change momentum into a roundhouse to the head. Rebound into a back kick to the abdomen.
Layered deception. Powerful if you can pull it off smoothly.
Requires great coordination and timing.
360 spin back roundhouse kick, mentioned as the finish to a crescent kick combo. Sounds explosive.
Full rotation for maximum momentum.
Yeah.
High risk, high reward type of kick.
Switch roundhouse kick, hop and switch legs midair, in place or slightly forward back.
Like the switch front kick concept.
As you land, the now rear leg rebounds into the chamber and kicks, using the switch momentum. Powerful, surprising stop kick, good against someone waiting in opposite stance.
Application. Switch legs to confuse back leg rebounds into full roundhouse to head. Lower into low hook sweep of their front leg. Training. Heavy bag from various distances. Self-defense. Retreat from a front kick with a switching hop into a high switch roundhouse. Lower into a hooking sweep while pulling their shoulder. Dynamic again. Footwork creates power and surprise. Disrupts their rhythm.
Heel roundhouse kick. Brief mention. Using the heel changes the impact and potential targets.
More focused, harder impact. Maybe better for bony targets or breaking through guards.
Drop roundhouse kick, bend down backward onto rear knee, hands on floor. Chamber, snap the roundhouse, ball top of foot. Quick recoil. Can move on floor or stand up.
Another level change counter.
Typical use, timing counter against a high kick. Opponent throws high roundhouse, you drop back under it and roundhouse their exposed groin, also used to evade knife attacks.
Unexpected, effective counter by disappearing low and attacking that vulnerable target.
Drop twin roundhouse kick, mentioned briefly, likely a drop with a simultaneous double roundhouse.
Similar principle to the other twin drop kicks. Disruptive double strike.
Rear leg drop roundhouse kick. More powerful, more offensive forward momentum than the regular drop roundhouse. Still against an advancing opponent.
Groin kick versus high kicker, surprise kick. Good for ground kicking experts versus rushing opponents versus armed opponents. Maintain distance. Can be on hands and knee or lying down. Typical of unsukata. Illustrated double version shown.
Execution. From high stance, bend forward, pivot onto hands and front knee, chamber rear leg high, throw roundhouse. Self-defense versus knife shown too.
Maximizes power using the stronger leg and forward momentum. Very versatile across different scenarios.
Kneeling up roundhouse kick, kung fu, Sian Feng Tai, whirlwind kick, surprising pop down up motion, uses twisting up for power.
Starts low, explodes upward into the kick.
Pivot 180 from low cross leg. Hard from static, best for surprise. Build stamina, kicking scale, power, kicking from anywhere. Training, drills, stepping forward and twisting down, stepping forward outside. Evasion, practice both sides, kick heavy bag, practice down up versus partner swing and stick.
Unconventional, leverages that rapid level change and rotation. Very dynamic if mastered.
And finally for roundhouse, advanced mentions. Hook chamber roundhouse, feint. Front kicks to hopping roundhouse combo, offensive long range. Flying roundhouse, jump adds momentum.
Building complexity combinations, feints, aerial moves.
Yeah.
Shows the depth possible.
Here. Okay, one more main category. Chapter 4, back kicks. Powerful, but tricky with that limited visibility.
Absolutely. Huge power potential from glutes and back muscles, but yeah, tuning your back always adds risk. Requires careful training.
Penetrating back kick. Often more powerful than side kicks. Upper body leans away, partially blind, but important for power certain situations, attack from back, or as follow-up when momentum turns you. Deception tactic, too.
Known as Ushiro-geri, what overview, Duchagi, Taekwondo, various names in Kung Fu, Silat, via Fodao.
Application. After lowering a kick, back vulnerable, jab inside face, force inward block, front leg hook kick outside head, lower leg with back partly turned, spin more, and back kick with other leg to midsection, lower leg close, second penetrating back kick with first leg.
Wow, intricate combo. Shows how you can flow into it when your position changes. Leverages those big muscles effectively. Accuracy needs practice due to the blind spot.
Short back kick. All steps nearly simultaneous, one smooth motion. Lean forward slightly at impact for hip use.
Primarily a body kick. Groin, lower abdomen, ribs, solar plexus, armpit. Head throat possible with high flexibility. Automatic response if back turned to close attacker.
Spin back version in tournaments. Block body roundhouse with knee block. A Shibo kick uke. Spin continues into spin back short back kick to lower abdomen. Finish with elbow strike.
Training. Back to heavy bag. Kick powerfully without body movement first. Drill lower versions against partner's pad at close range heights. Hit hard. Emphasizes speed and efficiency for close quarters, especially as a reactive defense when turned.
Uppercut back kick. Power from upward thrust. Primary target. Groin. Also solar plexus, lower abdomen.
Smooth circular motion, not kick, then hook. Hooks up and forward, up into target. Good against retreating opponent.
Application. High jab distracts. Step and uppercut back kick to groin. Another combo. Hook punch leads naturally into position for the kick. Practice on heavy bag for power.
Unique upward angle targeting that vulnerable groin area. Disruptive.
Upward hook back kick. Karate. Ushiro kakijeri. Similar, but power from whipping end. Less powerful, almost exclusively groin attack. Hooking motion from under, up and forward into groin. Self-defense versus close attacker behind. Practiced in classical karate.
Application versus arm grab, step forward and hook back kick groin. Offensive combo when behind opponent. Training. Heavy bag, not for power. Hanging tennis ball for hooking accuracy speed.
Self-defense example targeting face. Step forward blocking punch, sodo-juke. Turn block into downward knife, hand to neck, knee groin, then same leg back hook kick to face while pressing down on head.
More subtle, precise, focused on that hooking motion for the groin, usually from close behind. Emphasizes accuracy.
Spin forward, hook back kick. Same idea, but front leg after small step up forward. Preferred offensive version, more dynamic. Effective close range self-defense.
Adds momentum. Quicker initiation. More offensive option.
Downward hook back kick. Power from downward angle. Targets. Head, shoulders back, if bent.
Smooth circular downward hook application versus pushing opponent step side and downward hook back kick head. Seen in Monkey Drunken Kung Fu. Automatic counter if you throw their kicking leg aside. Targets higher areas. Good against off-balance or bent opponents.
Back ghost lift kick. Very deceptive self-defense kick. Groin only. No real power.
Lift front foot straight to groin while pivoting back on rear foot. Looks like you're running away. Requires training for the unnatural joint movement.
Targets groin. Sneaky combo. High punch distracts. Kick comes low. Great against a rush attack. They overcommit as you seem to retreat.
Pure deception. Exploits their focus and misinterpretation of your movement. Unexpected and debilitating.
Drop back kick. Capoeira. Chapa de costas. Or mule kick. Common in ground fighting kung fu deception styles. Similar to drop side kick, but more back, more power, more blind. Kick to back, forward or backward. Knee or foot support on ground.
Versatile ground kick. Uses that drop for surprise and power from a low position.
Hook back kick. Groin main target from behind. Hip twist adds power for solar plexus kidneys. Important self-defense close combat. Teaches kicking from any position. Short bent leg. Hooked finish.
Training. Practice from all footwork positions. Heavy bag for targeting. Hanging ball for hooking. Self-defense. Direct kick. No footwork. Knee on floor. Versus behind the back arm lock. Hook back kick groin. Compact, effective for close range when back is partly exposed. Hip twist adds surprising power.
Drop overhead back kick. Capoeira Angola. Bravo de Araya. Stingray's tail. Acrobatic, but maybe easier than it looks. Surprise is key.
More visual flair, emphasizing that element of surprise common in capoeira.
Double drop back kick. Power from falling. Target. Groin mostly.
Counter or front kick caught. Drop other leg. Double drop back kick groin. Monkey drunken style versus pusher. Key points. Explosive, uninterrupted movement. Fall fast, kick early, keep kicking till released. Vulnerable on caught leg, though. Desperate but potentially effective counter when caught. Uses falling momentum for power.
And advanced back kicks. Flying back kick. Spin back flying back kick. Easier than spin back flying side kick. Less spin needed.
Adding aerial dynamics. Higher risk. Requires more coordination.
Okay, chapter 5. Hook kicks. Those sweeping, deceptive angles.
Yeah, the hook kick is incredibly versatile. Strikes from angles opponents often don't see coming.
Straight leg, hook kick. Lots of names. Mawashi uchi ura mawashi jeri, karate. Horyo kumchi dolia chaji, taekwondo, reverse, savate, sweep kick, JKD, kacho, capoeira, bread and butter kick.
Fast, many start positions, hard to see angle. Knockouts from undetected head kicks common. Great timing stop kick. Classical rear leg version good for training. Could be straight leg full range, straight leg with hooking end, cake, or bent leg straightening at impact.
Key points. Smooth movement, head level. Develop at belt level first. Kick few inches through target. Body leg aligned at impact. Standing foot toes 180 degrees from opponent.
Targets. Knee, kidneys, groin, lower ribs, head. Application. High outside jab, low outside reverse punch, then rear leg hook kick, inside face, hidden by blocking hand. Follow up. Lower leg behind theirs, twist them down while blocking leg ships.
Its versatility comes from that speed and deceptive angle. Hits loads of targets, high and low. Foundational. Hooked, hook kick. Shorter trajectory, closer start. Hits behind the head. Same key points as straight leg. Hooking a short, powerful kick while body-leg aligned, not chambering separately.
Training. Flexibility. Hooking on speed ball, hanging ball, heavy bag, hit forward. Self-defense. Great close combat. Clinch. Try uppercut. Even if ineffective, breaks clinch to leaning backside stance. Front leg hook kick, back of head. No footwork. Leaning back is needed.
More compact, close-range version. Good for getting around the guard in tight spots. Front leg hook kick. Fast, but not powerful. Head or groin targets only, really.
Prioritizes speed. Good for quick disruption or setups.
Spin back hook kick, karate, or a mawashi jeri. Surprise is key. Spin, head, shoulders, lead, then hook kick with other leg, deceptive angle. Powerful from rotation.
Key points. Smooth pivot, maintain balance, application. Feint to draw block, then hook kick head. Combination with elbow to groin and spin back downward heel kick also shown.
Uses that spin for power and surprise. Hard to defend against that unexpected angle. Hopping hook kick, front leg version. Surprising. Head or groin again.
Application. Unusual reverse midsection punch high jab with full step, draw over block. Leave jab hand out, slide back leg forward while lifting front leg, universal chamber. Hook kick inside face while pulling their hand down. Lower kicking leg between their legs, grab next sweep front leg, uchimata.
Adds that hop for unpredictability and range closing. Manipulates their guard too. Complex setup, oblique hook kick. Angle trajectory for surprise. Longer trajectory, more circular acceleration, more power. Back leg after forward oblique half-step evasion. Fools novices.
Self-defense versus bent opponent. Rear leg front kick, not committed, to force block counter. Recoil leg and land outside while controlling punch. Momentum freeze rear leg into roundhouse. Rib solar plexus belly under punching arm. Chamber and downward hook kick to back of head neck. That oblique angle bypasses their direct line of defense. Combo with evasion makes it a good counter.
Body bend hook kick. Deep body bend for safety. Kick through target. Speed key, smooth accelerating kick, leg relaxed. Max eye contact. Regain early and spin.
Targets. Head groin preferable. Kidneys, solar plexus, mid-back, side, knee alternatives.
Deep bend protects vitals. Allows power from larger circle. Visual contact, crucial for accuracy. Bent body spin back hook kick. Capoeira. Meia lua de compasso chibataraba de araya. Skin back version of the body, bent hook kick. Large circular move, totally bent upper body capoeira version shown.
Key points. Kick through, speed key, smooth acceleration, relaxed leg, max eye contact, regain early. Combines the body bend benefits with spin momentum and surprise. Very dynamic, very capoeira.
Oblique spin back hook kick. Sidestep evasion while delivering spin back hook kick.
Self-defense versus telegraphed front kick. Evade outside, block control their leg, inside, maybe overextend. Oblique spin back hook kick. They impale themselves.
Yeah.
Follow with back fist, low stomping side kick, inside knee.
Training. Heavy bag with midline step mark. Practice from increasing distances. Use chair. Full lunge step, early leg lift. Always practice regular spin back hook kick after oblique.
Integrates evasion directly into the counterattack. Very efficient movement.
Drop hook kick. Drop to floor, kicking leg rebounds. Circular development parallel to floor. Not for attack. Needs step back bend. Pivot on rear foot. Downward evasion. Hands and back knee on floor. Strike with heel, not calf sole.
Key points. Power from accelerating circle, early lift straighten leg, largest circle. Eyes on opponent, kick through but don't overstretch, strike with heel.
Yeah.
Application versus kicking opponent, perfect timing. Fast, forceful drop to coiled position. Total downward evasion without footwork.
Unconventional ground kick. Defensive level change into a counter, usually low target. Ground hook kick. From guard position, back. Power from hip rotation. Target, groin.
Momentum allows follow-up with powerful ground roundhouse. Important tool for ground fighting. Uses hip rotation from supine position.
Small heel back hook kick. Simple but effective back kick or short spin back hook kick. Kung Fopenek Salat. Short bent leg, hooked finish to groin, usually. Maybe solar plexus kidneys if power accurate with heel. Important self-defense close combat. Teaches kicking from any position.
Targets. Groin preferable, solar plexus kidneys if mastered, application. When back partially turned, Fuji after evading high roundhouse blocking high hook kick, off-balanced. Use accelerated momentum for kicking leg to rebound off floor into groin. Fast double kick example shown. Good quick preventive strike behind. Drill without looking. Gauge distance with hand.
Compact, versatile for close quarters when partially turned. Quick, unexpected strike, and advanced hook kicks. Flying spin hook kick, spectacular, powerful Taekwondo. Roundhouse to spin back hook kick combo, uses same circular momentum. Flying hook kick, front leg jump, not powerful but surprising angle.
Building against spins, aerials, combos. Shows the creativity possible.
Okay, final chapter, chapter 6. Crescent kicks. Those arsing semicircular kicks. Very versatile.
Indeed. Crescent kicks can strike, block, manipulate joints. A real multi-tool.
Rear leg crescent kick. Mikazuki Jeri, karate. Banotagi, taekwondo. Tepsun, Muay Thai. Fan kick, JKD. Versatile, can be powerful. Inward, outside in, and outward, inside out versions.
Targets, most targets. Head, all sides, upper lower back, rib, solar plexus, groin, knees, arms, all sides. Limb attack example shown.
Application. Explosive lunge forward, opposite stance, control lead hand, rear leg crescent kick, side of face, kick through, pivot and spin back, knife hand neck, continue, turn into 360 spin back roundhouse, same leg. Good versus standing jabbing opponent.
Yeah.
Also, as guard opener joint attacker, attack elbow straight out, recoil to side pick chamber, hopping back side kick body, crescent other elbow, spin back hook kick head. Effective close quarters too.
That long reach and arcing path hits so many targets. Applications show its versatility in setting up follow-ups, manipulating position.
Front leg crescent kick. Faster, less powerful than rear leg. Narrower arc, less hip pivot. Good for starting combos, feinting, harassing, wearing down guard. Effective block, guard mover, head kick. Scores easily, but usually not enough alone.
Key points. No telegraph step hop, head level steady, explode forward, kick through target, power lacking. Use hips as much as possible. Close to opponent, guard up, always follow up.
Targets. Head, groin, upper limb joints, harassment. Application, opposite stances. Feint reverse punch, hopping forward, draw attention low inside, give hip room. Front leg crescent outside guard. Forceful rebound into outside crescent kick side of face. Hop forward if needed. Lower outside, power reverse punch face, full hip pivot. Sweep front leg to ashibarai while controlling pulling lead arm down. Follow with stomp downward heel kick.
Prioritizes speed. Good probe, disruption, set up for bigger shots.
Yeah.
Complex combo shows how it integrates.
Outside crescent kick. Inward movement. Outside to inside. Rear leg forward, high knee. Leg hips turned inside. Pivot on, foot extending leg inside. Pivot back, completing extension inside to outside. Full extension of pecs at impact in front. Kick through, lower. Karate, Soto Mekizugijeri. Taekwondo, a Nurabandal Chagi.
Targets. Limbs, face, groin, upper lower back, wide arc. Application. Close with jab, cross face. Crossed purposely outside head for overblock, leg or fist block vision. Outside crescent kick, inside head.
Deceptive angle comes from periphery inwards. Good for bypassing high guard, hitting side of head. Inside crescent kick. Outward movement, inside to outside. Karate, Uchi Mikazuki-jeri. Taekwondo, Bakat Bandal Chagi.
Different arc. Hits targets on the outside of body head. Whipping motion. Can catch opponent off guard differently.
Downward heel kick, ideal for bent, kneeling, falling, prone opponent. Karate, Kakado Otoshi-jeri. Taekwondo, Nareo Chagi. Front or rear leg.
Key points. Relax muscles for high fast lift. Kick through, don't slow descent before hit. Guard up on lowering, off balancing risk.
Targets, standing, head face, clavicle, upper limb joints, bend, head neck, upper lower back, prone, whole body, application versus bent opponent. Rear leg, roundhouse groin solar plexus, switch legs to outside crescent, downward heel kick, neck back. Visas prone opponent, break free of clinch, then downward heel kick, neck back, hopping front leg outside crescent lift into downward heel kick feint, open guard, then straight leg roundhouse sweep knees, finish downward heel kick body.
Powerful strike for lower opponents. Uses gravity and heel impact. Versatile applications.
Switch downward heel kick after switching legs, rear to front, uses front leg with rear leg power. Stop kick counterattack, good close combat. Switch can avoid low kick.
Complication. Combo brings you close. High reverse punch, front kick opens midsection. They step back, reverse punch face, lowering kicking leg, close opposite stance, rear leg free, outward ghost groin kick.
Combines switch surprise with downward heel power. Disruptive counter, outward ghost groin kick, groin exclusively. Front leg version of ghost lift kick, karate, Soto Kaki age, Taekwondo, Bakat Oyochagi.
Targets groin only. Self-defense versus wrist grab pull into punch. Pivot away and outward ghost groin kick.
Relies on deceptive simplicity, unexpected angle to that vulnerable target. Spin back outside crescent kick. Capoeira, armada, common in Taekwondo contact sports. Spin remedies lack of power and regular outside crescent. Powerful but slower, more distance, some eye contact loss.
Application, opposite stance. Rear leg crescent, kick their lead arm elbow, open guard, keep pivoting. Spin back outside crescent, kick their unguarded head, other leg.
Training. Speed, precision, distance, not power. Flexibility, speed bag over chair, heavy bag different ranges, drill with moving protected partner, self-defense versus committed penetrating front kick, opposite stance, evade forward outside, block control, kicking leg inside, pull leg forward off balance, spin back outside crescent, kick head as they lower leg, keep circular momentum, lower leg rear, side to assailant, sweep front leg, sotogari, grabbing shoulder pulling down, downward heel kick on ground.
Spin adds significant power. Requires more space and coordination, but very effective. Complex self-defense combo shows integration.
Spin back, downward heel kick. High spin back and downward heel strike. Karate. Oshiro, Kakado, Toshigeri.
Use After leg block, circular raised knee block into spin back, opponent recoils low, crescent becomes downward heel. Application close combat, as they jab committed, slip forward inside spinning, kick side of neck, and hammer fist forward kick. Combo with elbow, groin hook head.
Combine spin power with downward heel impact, potentially devastating strike, good close range or counter. 360 spin crescent kick, defensive, lean back while 360 pivot crescent same leg. Offensive, rear leg forward spin, pivot that foot, crescent other leg.
Full rotation generates momentum, offers wide arc, requires significant balance coordination.
And finally, advanced crescent kicks. Flying outside crescent, narrow arc, jump pads, power surprise angle. Spin back flying crescent, powerful front leg after 360 spin, defensive counter. Spin back outside crescent flying kick, fast, powerful defensive timing combo. Jump closest distance.
Spin back flying downward heel kick, more powerful, great timing stop kick, oblique angle. 360 spin back flying downward heel kick, complex acrobatic defensive stop kick.
Double spin back outward crescent kick. 2 in row, same leg, uninterrupted momentum, good drill. Spin back hook feint to downward heel kick, hybrid, emphasizes hook for block, then unexpected downward heel.
Wow. That really showcases the potential for combining spins, aerials, feints, highly dynamic, unpredictable strikes.
Well, that was quite the journey through a huge range of kicks, wasn't it? All thanks to the essential book of martial arts kicks. It really opens your eyes to the diversity and the strategy behind it all.
Absolutely. It's fascinating how different styles approach kicking, the subtle nuances, even when the basic kick looks similar on the surface.
It really gives you an appreciation for the complexity, maybe even the artistry involved. And like we said, this was just scratching the surface of the 89 kicks in the book. Definitely worth checking out if you want to go deeper.
Yeah, and thinking about those subtle adjustments, angle of the foot, hip engagement, how they can completely change the purpose and effectiveness of a kick depending on the situation.
And the tactics. Using feints, linking kicks and combinations, adapting basics for sparring versus self-defense.
It really highlights the incredible potential of the body and the deep strategic thought embedded in these martial arts.
So even if you're not planning on mastering these kicks yourself, hopefully this deep dive gave you a new appreciation for movement, for strategy, and maybe just the potential of the human body.
Maybe you even see some principles, leverage, momentum, deception that resonate elsewhere in life.
A final thought to leave you with. Thanks for diving deep with us today.